praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh and double honors to the elders and apostles from Apostle Tahar on down. Peace, blessings to the brothers that's doing this work, all right? So I'm coming with a quick lesson, article from Shit the Fan Plans from a couple of days ago. It says they are testing a super creepy digital dollar that they plan to introduce soon, right? And what is that digital dollar, man? That's that CHIP, man, that chip, that RFID chip, which is known as the Mark of the Beast and Revelation, which I'm going to bring out. So let's read a little bit of this article, right? It says, are you ready for the government to monitor what you buy and sell on a daily basis? Because that is what could happen if you start using the new digital dollar that they are now testing, right? And Esau is seeking to have world domination and control, right? That's why they're so eager to push out the dollar, right? And have you doing everything digitally, right? You go to a lot of businesses nowadays are starting to go cashless, right? And it's all the agenda of the New World Order for these devils to have full dominion and control over the civilians and population, right? Because you paying with cash, you can't really track cash, right? You paying somebody, giving somebody money, buying stuff at a store, you really can't track those purchases. But if everyone's paying with electronic money, right, digital money, right now, which is known as debit and credit cards, it can be easily tracked. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to have the currency and the system all operating off of one digital currency that can be monitored at all time, right? Because if you have your RFID chip, you can't trade chips, you can't give someone money without it going through the system that Esau has set up, right? Because now you can do Cash App and Venmo and stuff like that, and even still, it's a sense of no non-exposure, if you will, right? But if with this digital dollar, Esau has a platform in which the currency is exchanged and paid through, and it can only be done through this platform. So if you want to give someone money, whether they develop an app or some type of system where it has to go through the system and it's completely monitored by the Fed, right? So, for example, if you send someone money through Cash App, it first comes from your bank account and it goes into Cash App's escrow, if you will, Cash App's platform, and then Cash App then transfer that money to the receiver's bank account. Now, with the platform that the digital dollar would be on, would be the money will go from your account and it will go to the Fed, and then from the Fed it will go to that receiver, man. And Esau then will be able to get their cut off the top, man. So they don't have to wait for you to file your taxes or for uncollected or undocumented income to come through. Now they can document and tax every little exchange in currency, man. And that's what these devils are seeking to do. Let's keep going. It says, of course, using the new digital dollar would be voluntary at first, but what if it eventually becomes mandatory? And that's what it's going to be. Esau is first going to make it voluntary. He's going to try to sell it. He's going to use your favorite rappers and celebrities and stars to convince you and sell you on this chip. They already did it with the jump shot, right? Right? They already did it with that. That was the test run, man. That was them testing to see who was going to be with the New World, the NWO or not, man. And also to put them chemicals up in you, man, to get you ready for the uprising, the overtaking. It says the use of physical currency continues to decline year after year, and some governments in Europe have already taken radical measures to phase out the use of cash. Many among the elite consider digital currencies to be the key to a whole new era of strict governmental control over the way that we live our lives. And there will be so much potential for abuse, right? Because they can monitor your funds and they could cut your chip off, man. They could cut off your access to your chip. As soon as you send somebody money, you send someone $1,000, Esau's taking 20% off the top, 25% off the top. Then they only getting $750. They can control where the money is going, where it's coming from, right? And ultimately, it's going to influence the way people spend their money, man. Right? It's ultimately going to influence the way people spend their money, which is going to lead to Great Depression. Ultimately, it's going to lead to, civil war, man. Civil war, all right, uprisings, all these different things. All right. Let's see. Going down a little bit, it says this is something that the Federal Reserve has been working on for a long time. Back in January, the Fed released much anticipated discussion paper on the possibility of a digital dollar, and they invited a public comment on the paper for 4 months. Right, and we've been telling you this. We've been telling you people this for months now, man. We've been telling you people this for months now, that these devils are seeking to have control and dominion over you, man. All right. And we've been saying this for years, man. We've been saying this for years. The elders and apostles, starting from them, have been telling you people for years that there's going to be a chip implemented. All right, and Esau is going to have control over you, and really goes back to the scriptures. Let's grab it. So this is Revelations 13, and we're going to start at 15. Salaki, I'm driving too. I'm getting ready to turn. So it says, and he had power to give life unto the beast, so like unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? Who is the image of that beast? Right? It's going into overall America's philosophy and way of life, man. If you don't bow down to the New World Order and the phase and the direction that America and the world is going, and you want to rebel against it, you shall be put to death, right? And who are the number one rebels? The number one rebels are, first and foremost, starting off with the Israelites, right? Us that are at the forefront of prophecy, right? Us that are teaching this word and prophesying of the things that come and putting Esau's dirty laundry on air, man. We're at the forefront. And then 1/3 of our people who adhere to these words that we speak ultimately that come from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And then you have your radical Americans, who are the ones, specifically when you really go into it, because Jake, you got a lot of Jake that are not with the shits, right, if you will. But when it comes down to them choosing their own ideals over not being able to buy and sell and choosing their shelter and family, they're going to fold, man. But who? Because ultimately Jake has no power, right? But who does have power in this country? That are not governmental officials and things like that, and billionaires and trillionaires. These radical six-pack Joe Edomites, man. These ones that live down in South and that wear camouflage and go hunting and have a house full of guns. You know what I mean? These are the true Americans, if you will, right? Proud redneck hunting Billy Joe Edomites, man. Those are the ones who are going to really cause the uprising and the sedition, and then Jake is going to follow suit, man. Oh, don't think that it's going to be Jake who starts the uprising. Jake ain't got it in him, man. Jake don't have it in him to start the uprising. But you know what Jake does? Jake has that sheep mentality. Jake has the mentality to follow what's going on. But these Edomites, man, not your regular everyday working Edomites, but your redneck hillbilly Edomites that got that love their Second Amendment, I believe it is, the right to bear arms. That hold that near and dear to their heart. They got a Second Amendment poster hanging on their wall in their garage and man cave, and guns and deers and shit on their walls, and bear rugs. Those are the niggas, pickup trucks. Those are the ones that are going to start this uprising, man. Mark my words, man. Through the spirit, that's what I believe. They're going to be the ones that start the sedition and the civil war in America. And then Jake, being the opportunists that they are going to ride that wave, man. And we saw it personally when the what's his name, Floyd, whatever, I can't remember the Jake's name, but when I can't remember his name, Floyd. You know what I'm talking about, man. When the whole riots and stuff were going on, when Floyd, I can't remember his name, when that guy got killed by the police, when those riots were going on, me and the brothers, we were holding camp that very moment that all chaos broke out in Philadelphia, right where we camp at. We cannot make this shit up. We were right in the middle of all the chaos. It first started at City Hall, and we saw glimpses of that, of them lighting cop cars on fire and shit like that. And then when we walked over to our camp spot, which is about a block away, a block and a half maybe, as soon as we went live, we went live. 10 minutes later, not even 10 minutes later, you start to see hordes of people come up the block, and they start raiding, the Foot Locker and H&M and all the different stores that were in that vicinity on that block, because it was in Center City, Philadelphia. So it was a lot of shopping centers and things like that, and they were terrorizing it. But when we paid attention, it wasn't Jake who were the ones that were breaking the glass and breaking into the stores. It was the Edomites that were the ones that were breaking into the stores. And then Jake, like I said, being the opportunists that they are, they ran up in there, man. And then Esau started it, but Jake magnified it, man. Like we are the salt of the earth, man. Let's go to the next verse. Revelation 13-16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that's that RFID chip, man. Right? First, most predominantly and more common is that the RFID chip that goes into your hand. Right? And we know that they're developing different things of neural chips that can go into your brain and stuff like that. But I don't even know if Esau is going to be able to get that far with technology to produce neural chips on a mass scale. I think that there's going to be a select few people that have neural chips, because we even know that I believe it was Elon Musk who's developing the Neuralink and stuff like that. You're going to have select Edomites that actually have, your wealthy people that are going to have these different trial neural chips, if you will, but the vast majority of population is going to have the chip that goes into your hand, man. If you don't have this chip, man, like I said, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. They're going to make this voluntary at first. They're going to sell it first. That's how it's going to start. And then it's going to move on to, all right, they might give you incentives now to take the chip. Oh, if you get it, we'll give you a stipend or stimulus of, whatever it is, $2,000, $3,000, dollars or whatever. And then it's going to move on to, once they get to enough people that willingly take it, all right, we got to take it up a notch. Now we're going to say, all right, you can't, whatever it is, man. It might be like, all right, well, you can't buy certain stores without, then certain stores will stop using debit cards and credit cards, right? Because we already know at this point cash is going. But then debit and credit cards might come to naught. And now certain businesses might start getting, there might be certain businesses that actually get bonuses, if you will, for accepting the chip, right? They might get certain, cash back rewards, or if you will, for every chip purchase that's ran through their system. So then that's going to encourage business owners to start only accepting chips. It's like there's certain business owners that only accept cars, right? Or cash, even cash, right? Because why? You can get around the government nowadays if you are cash only business. But then it moves on. Then this Esau is going to start getting feisty, and that's when it's going to get down to the nitty gritty. When now, in order to work, you have to have the chip, right? Businesses are going to start requiring that. And what comes with that is a domino effect. Then you can't even buy or sell. Now you gotta have the chip in order to buy or sell. And then at that point, it's either you got it or you don't. All right. And that's when we're going to become pilgrims upon the earth. But in this time, that's when you're going to start seeing all chaos and hell breaking loose. And then you're going to see Jacob's trouble, man. And Esau desperately trying to uphold their society and their country with chaos, you know. And that's why you're going to have martial law, and you're going to start having federal, armed groups roaming the cities, really having physical control, man. And I'm gonna grab this. This is Micah 2. And 1, it says, "Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands." And that's Esau, man. They're devising iniquity and evil thoughts and evil works upon the people, specifically the Hebrew Israelites, right? But Esau doesn't care about collateral damage, so they want to have control over all. But ultimately, they want the Israelites to be extinct, man. They want us to be gone and done with. But they know they can't, so they seek to have dominion and control. And then as a result of that too, they're going to have control over all of their own people and all the other nations that live in this country, man. But the Israelites are going to be one to have it worse. Right? And it's in the power of their hands to do so, because the Lord gave Esau the sword, man. But Esau took their sword, man, and magnified it, man. Truly embraced their blessing, man, and turned it up greater than you would ever imagine, man. It says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, and they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage," man. That's what these devils do, man. They covet our money, they covet our lifestyle, they covet our freedom, our rights, which houses and different things like that all come into play with that, man. And then they oppress a man in his heritage, right? Specifically the Israelites, man. They shit on our way of life, and they desire us to abide by their way of life and their morals and their standards, which is completely contrary to those of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that's why, as long as we are in America under the rule of Esau Edom, we will never be able to serve our God, man. So, Lord willing, this video was edifying.